Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look now at some of the stocks on the move today in Europe. I'm Stephen Carroll and I'm joined by Bloomberg's breaking news editor Louise Moon for more. Louise, good morning. Let's start with Stellantis. Looking like its market position in the US is recovering. Talk us through how investors are reacting.
Indeed, yes. They had a third quarter update today saying that shipments overall rose 13%, but that was really led, as you say, by a rise in North America. So pointing to a recovery. They've been doing a lot of work to recover in America, to recover that market. So they've been working down inventory in the US. They've been reintroducing some popular models. So investors reacting positively. Shares rose this morning, but it must be noted the stock is still down about a quarter this year. There's wider kind of turnaround efforts being done by the CEO to turn the company around. They've had steep market share losses. So, planning to invest a lot more in the US to boost momentum, walking back from some EU investments, reshaping top management. So the stock, on the back of these market losses in the past, is still down, but rising this morning on what looks like a point to recovery.
Indeed, and we're watching the share price rising in Paris as a result. Let's turn to Denmark next, and the bank Jyske won, in fact, the best performing share in the Stock 600 at the moment.
Yeah, to fresh record highs. It gained as much as around 5% this morning. That's after they upgraded their full year outlook, citing essentially what they call favourable financial markets. So analysts are saying this is a positive update. It reflects kind of a broadly based positive development. They're not totally surprised. They're seeing a strong third quarter and citing essentially positives across the board: strong credit quality, high level of activity, customer growth in their priority segments. So a really strong update from the Danish lender there. And as I say, shares are at record highs.
And in Sweden, the technology company Mycronic, what's the news from them?
Yeah, so their shares falling, so very opposite move from them, down as much as about 9%, and that's on the back of an analyst rating. So Bank of America initiated coverage on Mycronic, and they gave them an underperform, essentially saying that Chinese demand has peaked for a certain type of semiconductor equipment that it makes, and they're saying, therefore, for Mycronic as a company, it's driving fundamentals and valuation downward from here. So the growth moving forward is slightly difficult to predict, given that that demand from China has peaked. So not a good coverage from Bank of America, and really weighing on Mycronic shares this morning.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.